a Glock, a ghost gun, a hunting knife, and a Nazi armband. That's what New York police found on two men suspected of plotting an attack on a synagogue. It's the latest in a shocking rise of anti-Semitism right here in America.
The FBI and Homeland Security point to an unprecedented number of potential threats, along with the rise in hate-filled rhetoric. Caitlin Burke reports on the need for a national strategy to fight this deadly trend.
The Jewish community warned to stay vigilant. In New York City, the arrest of two men in connection to online threats against synagogues coming only 2 weeks after the FBI warned New Jersey synagogues of a broad threat against them.
This was not an idle threat. This was a real threat.
The suspects in the New York City plot reportedly took to social media. 22-year-old Christopher Brown tweeting, quote, "Gonna ask a priest if I should become a husband or shoot up a synagogue and die." The next day he wrote, quote, "This time I'm really gonna do it." Brown and 22-year-old Matthew Marr were arrested in Penn Station Saturday morning.
Law enforcement officers recovered a Glock semi-automatic firearm, a ghost gun with an extended 30-round magazine and laser sights, a large hunting knife, a black ski mask, and a Nazi armband. A Nazi armband in New York City in 2022. Think about that for a moment.
America's top law enforcement agencies say, unfortunately, this is not an isolated incident.
We are working very, very closely with the FBI and our federal, state, local, tribal, territorial, campus law enforcement partners to address violence, an increasing level of violence born of ideologies of hate.
More than 60% of religiously motivated violence is tied to anti-Semitism, and experts are concerned a growing increase in anti-Semitic rhetoric could exacerbate the problem even more. Rhetoric like what we saw from rapper Kanye West, now known as Ye, who recently railed against the Jewish community on Twitter and in interviews, sparking this group to give the Nazi salute over banners hung over a California freeway, reading, "Honk if you know Kanye was right about the Jews."
I could say anti-Semitic things and Adidas can't drop me.
Adidas did drop him, along with all of his other sponsors. West later tried to repair the damage, saying he wanted, quote, "to give a sincere apology to the Jewish people."
This hate cannot be allowed to take hold and build and gain further ground. America must defeat the rising threat of domestic terrorism. It is real, it is here, and we must have a formidable approach to it.
Lawmakers are looking into some sort of national strategy to combat anti-Semitism, something both the Department of Homeland Security and the FBI have voiced support of. Caitlin Burke, CBN News, Washington.
This is an absolute evil. I don't have any other words for it. This is evil. It is straight out of a pit. And to have this in America in 2022 really boggles the mind that this kind of thing would be practiced, would be preached, and then put into some kind of action that you're going to target a synagogue, and that's your choice in life. My choice, am I going to be a husband or am I going to target a synagogue? It's absolutely incredible. It doesn't have any other definition or explanation other than the ones the rabbis have given for generations. In every generation, there arises a Haman who tries to destroy the Jews. It's a spiritual force, it's a spiritual enemy, and we have to deal with it spiritually. At the same time, we have to take protections. Department of Homeland Security has given grants to synagogues to increase their security. But most of all, we need prayer in America. This thing has been unleashed right here in our own backyard, and it shouldn't belong here at all. Let's cast it out and cast it out with prayer.